Hey there, it's a Dad Who Games, and it's time for the sound systems of G1 Transformers, everyone's favorite Decepticon Soundwave, and the jealous Autobot with a tape deck complex, Blaster. Of course, Soundwave would be incomplete without Ravage, and, well, Buzzsaw's body with Laserbeak's salvaged appendages. Mr. Blaster here has an impossible tape deck. I took it apart and followed the tutorials, and I still couldn't get the thing to eject. Not to be outdone, Blaster has Steel Jaw. And Eject, Overkill, and Slugfest. Hey there, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of Megatron's most famous right-hand mans, Soundwave. As well as... Okay, I knock him, but only because I thought that he was, just a knockoff of Soundwave. I can't even honestly remember him being in the cartoon, if that says anything. While Soundwave stands as my favorite action figure of the Transformers, both of these Transformers suffer from the silliest aspect of these giant robots. They transform into small objects. I mean, I understand why and all that, but a tape deck? Boombox? It's like that scene in Big where Tom Hanks' character is mocking the toy company for making buildings that transform into robots. 2 cents aside, I've got 2 sound systems and a slew of minions to share with you. So let's get to it. Okay, so seriously, my Laserbeak's red metal body no longer has the little pegs that the legs connect to. Buzzsaw, on the other hand, was only body and wings. Long story short, here's my bird. And man, please pay no attention to my horridly dry hands. I lotion them up all the time, but my skin just completely dries out in the cooler months. These cassettes honestly are really impressive in how intricate the pieces are, and I'm talking circa 1984. Which, Christ, I was 4 years old then. But it's really nice to reconnect with my old playmates. Granted, these Decepticons always got destroyed by my Autobots. The most notable, I'd say, of Soundwave's cassettes, Ravage. I actually once wanted to make a band called Ravage Eject, but it reminded me a little too much of Kill Switch Engage. So, this toy, aside from its wear and tear on the painted details, is still in perfect condition. That's actually true for all of the toys in this video. Only some of my toys needed repair or repaint, but both Soundwave and especially Blaster didn't need anything but a cleanup. FYI, I don't know why the Decepticon sticker is upside down, probably my brother. Just saying. While Ravage herself is in top-notch shape, the same can't be said for her weapons, unfortunately. Yeah, there's no real way around that as a kid who had his Transformers kept in a box. Accessories going all over the place under the weight of Triptychon. Big dumb dinosaur city. There he is. No, I removed the decals because they were already shredded and barely holding on. Also, I didn't want to repaint anything because it'd only hinder the awesome action of this action figure. He'd be like the Tin Man if I had. I don't think it deters from the character, especially in robot form. So, in case you haven't dismantled a Soundwave, let me tell you. The space behind these buttons is a complicated little spring mechanism that, when laying my gaze upon it, I gently removed and placed it aside with a nope. Otherwise, the only thing I really needed to do was repair the tape deck door. It had been completely separated from the 2 bits that secured it to the body. Although I was able to fix the left side, the right just takes too much pressure from the eject button to survive, even sealed in resin. I've got more tapes for Blaster than Soundwave because, well, Blaster was mine, and I took care of it. Steeljaw here would be a perfect antithesis to Ravage if its legs didn't move like they have years of old glue between the legs. And I checked. Beyond the legs, everything else is really tight and or a bitch to move for being so small. But I honestly can't see these tapes and Blaster as being anything but a jealous Autobot retort. It's like what the space race was all about. One faction is trying to make their rockets bigger, and the Autobots did that with Blaster. He's huge! Steeljaw's accessories are pretty cool though, like a fierce angel. Where Steeljaw failed in recreating the awesomeness of Ravage, Eject succeeded in matching the actionness of Frenzy and Rumble. Eject can really move his legs and arms, and I remember playing with this one the most because I could make his legs look like he was running. An oddity indeed among the old Transformers. Unfortunately, I can't find any of his accessories. If he had them, I'd put him over Ravage in terms of conditions and overall actioniness. But for now, he can twiddle his thumbs while the others gloriously go pew pew. You know, I can't remember playing with these toys as much as transforming them. I think that's where I got the most pleasure. Like, even rooting through things. If I happen to find a Transformer, I'll transform it. Both Overkill here and Slugfest to follow are two random dinosaur cassette tapes. I swear, this one was one of those impulse, "Mom, please get me something," and all they had were these. Needless to say, Overkill transforms into a T-Rex. Ooh. I mean, I'm sure other kids ate it up with all the dinosaur craziness that's patented in childhood, but I mean, okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. The Dinobots are lame. Yes, I'm sorry, but I had to say it. I know there are probably some cool stories about them and where they came from and all that, but they're robot dinosaurs. And so no, I steered clear away from the Beast Wars cartoon too, even with its super advanced CG. Tell me in the comments of your feelings on animal Transformers, lame or cool, but no hate. And this is Slugfest. I know it probably means slug, like punching someone, which would make you think that this Stegosaurus packs a massive punch. But oh, such was not the case with me. In robot form, he is 100% sluggish without a trail of sticky goo. I'm talking about the insect. Bug? Gastropub? Alright, so obviously I thought and still think that Blaster looks cool. I mean, he is what he is. Unlike Soundwave though, he's all plastic. This means, of course, that he's like triple the size of the other Transformers. Another little plastic issue is how rigid all the transforming parts are to move. The joints pop and crack, so I'm always expecting the piece to break. They could have done much better with the feet. I'm just not feeling the flaps. For whatever reason, his arms can actually flip outward 90 degrees in addition to being able to swing up. I haven't the slightest idea why, but it helps in adding some dimension to his pose. Look at this guy, he's so freaking tall. And all the while, he can only move his arms up, and his legs can only pull off a Jean-Claude split kick, which, I mean, is really impressive, but you can't go around split kicking as your only move. It's like the little kids who'd bump up next to you and play a multiplayer game in the arcade, just spamming the one attack and then when we both die saying, "We almost got it!" Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Please like it if you did, and maybe consider subscribing. I think a video on my combiners is on the horizon. But until the next, have a day.